He's out there. You've seen him. His presence is pervasive, but his purpose is unclear. He has no allegiance, but he belongs to a fraternity that is known for being a menace to society. Hey, bruh. This is Robert Davis, the founder of Saving Cain. Today, I want to present to you the concept and disposition of what I call the Cain Mentality. Why? Because now's the time, and today is the day, for the man who we consider to be the prodigal son to shake himself, come to his senses, and then return to his rightful place in his family and in society. Unfortunately, for generations, the men who are driven by this mentality have caused for themselves and for society as a whole some very serious problems that have made both becoming a man and being a man harder than ever before. It's not that he's a bad dude. It's the fact that he thinks he is, he wants to be, and is trying to be identified as someone to be respected but feared, who needs to be acknowledged but wants to be left alone, and someone who demands recognitions for what he has accomplished, even though he realizes that his success was gotten illegitimately. Now, not every man who is acting immature or has some form of questionable success has the Cain mentality. However, there are indicators that both identify and confirm who does. Nevertheless, in today's society, he can be found everywhere you go. Let me say it like this. In today's society, you either are or were somebody. You know somebody, or you know somebody that knows somebody who fits that description, or who could literally be Cain in his flesh. What that means for America specifically is that from the trap house to the White House, these men have found a way to distort the definition of masculinity and relegated manhood to animalistic behavior. As a result, this has created a new sport called manhating. This sport consists of men being held accountable for what other men have done, being distrusted or mistrusted because all men can't be trusted, and being disrespected because you're a man, regardless of whether you're guilty of anything or not. Then finally, if you make a mistake or do something wrong, you can't find forgiveness, and saying you're sorry will never be enough. That's because men are to blame for every problem in this world. My brother, if you know what I'm talking about, you don't have to say a word. Just shake your head. All right. So, the Cain mentality is defined as a mindset of general disrespect for authority, but an acute disrespect for authority figures. An enigmatic phenomenon that causes the uniquely gifted and the multi-talented to live a life of failure rather than a life of success. And a disposition of inferiority that makes a man want to kill his brother because he did the right thing. Now, Cain is described as a lawless drifter with a God complex, whose grandiose delusions, ill-conceived plans, and crooked schemes keeps him running from something he cannot describe and running to a place he cannot find. That thing is called vengeance, and that place is called nowhere. The inevitable abuse that a man who is disconnected from his purpose both causes and suffers from in a cyclical pattern are the indicators that identify and confirm those who are driven by the Cain mentality. However, the indicator that distinguishes him the most is the unyielding, unrelenting, and unrepentant determination to do things his way. I'm going to do this my way is that hard-headedness which refuses wise counsel. It's that you can't tell me nothing, I got this, I don't need no help disposition that has caused him to lose everything, in some cases multiple times, and is what makes him live recklessly, check out of life, and become a danger unto himself and to everyone that he comes into contact with. All right? Let's do a quick review. What is the Cain mentality? A. The Cain mentality is defined as an attitude of disrespect and disdain for authority and authority figures, a kind of jealousy that causes you to hate your brother without a cause, and a mindset that leads you to a life of failure. B. Men driven by this mentality have caused some serious problems in the world that have made becoming a man and being a man harder than ever before. C. Cain is described as a uniquely gifted and multi-talented loser who is running from his past, but thinks he has a special relationship with God because up to this point he has avoided death or his escape vengeance's reward. D. Cain is not a bad dude, but he thinks he is, he wants to be, and is trying to get recognized for what he has achieved even though he knows his success is illegitimate. E. The predictable harm that a man both causes and suffers from in a cyclical pattern indicates that he has the Cain mentality, but what truly sets him apart is that unabashed resolve to do things his way. Hey bro, this is a good place to stop. But let me encourage you to stay with me in this series, because what I'm sharing with you is my experience with living with the Cain mentality. That means I can tell you how you got it, what it does to your life, and how God's grace and mercy will bring you out of that mentality. Listen, I always say I never had a comeback because I cannot remember ever being in the light before I was in the darkness. This is why I call my life a brought back, because God brought me out of that darkness into His marvelous light. And my brother, He will do the same for you. So again, stay with my post, and if you want to know more about how to become the man you're supposed to be, join me at Saving Cain and follow my blog, Manhood Rediscovered, so you can get the help that you need, because we'd love to help a brother out. Until then, be good and be blessed. Peace.